deliver their best for you today, so we're not going to waste time and we're going to let them start very soon. I'd just like to introduce the judges for today, who we're very grateful for. From my left, Rachel Emery, Margie Ayashi, and Paul Wicking. They will have a difficult job, I'm sure, and we're very grateful to them. The criteria that they will be using to judge the speeches are very simple. The recitations are very simple. Phonemes. Phonemes are the sounds of English. So will the speakers be accurately producing the sounds? Next, prosody. Prosody is stress, rhythm, and intonation. Do they sound natural, the natural patterns of English speakers? And presence. The speaker's presence, are they looking up or down? Are they using effective gestures, standing in an interesting way or in a proper way? These are the criteria they will be using, and you also have a chance to judge. The judges will choose winners, but you, the audience, also have a chance to choose winners as well. There will be the winners that the judges choose and winners that the audience chooses as well. So please use these criteria to decide for yourself which are the best recitations in your opinion. And you can use the QR code on the back of your program to enter your choices for the best recitations.
ちょっと補足します。上位4名は、審査員の方が審査しますが、特別賞4人選ばれるんですけど、それは皆さん、会場にいる皆さんが審査員となります。ベストだと思うものに4人までボートできるようなシステムです。で、この QR コードを、全てのレシテーションが終わった後に読んでいただいて、スマホで、投票してください。
Yes, but don't worry about overlapping with the judges. You choose the best. You choose the best as well, okay? Right. Okay, so we will begin. There will be several recitations and then there will be 2 breaks. So we will, I will call the recitations, the contestants up in order. So the first contestant is Gabriel, and he will be talking about "We Shall Fight on the Beaches."
Now, I have myself full confidence that if all do our duty, if there's no neglection, as if the best arrangements are made, as they are being made, we shall prove ourselves once again able to defend our island home, to ride out the storm of war, and to outlive the menace of tyranny, if necessary, for years, if necessary, alone. At any rate, that is what we are going to try to do. That is the resolve of His Majesty's government, every single man of them. and the parliament, and that's the will of the parliament and the nation. The British Empire and the French Republic linked together in their cause and in their need. Will defend to the death their native soil, aiding each other like good comrades to the death, to the utmost of their strength. We shall go on to the end. We shall fight in France. We shall fight in the seas and oceans. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in the air. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight in the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender. And if we shall do not for a moment believe this island, or a large part of it, was subjected and starving, then the empire beyond the seas, armed and guarded by the British fleet, would carry on the struggle. Until, in God's good time, the new world, with its power and might, will step forth and rescue us, and the liberation of the old. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our next contestant is Shu Ariyama. Tangled.
Hi, welcome home, Mother. Rapunzel, how you managed to do that every single day without fail? It looks absolutely exhausting, darling. Oh, it's nothing. Then I don't know why it takes so long. Darling, I'm just teasing. Alright. Okay. So, Mother, as I was saying, tomorrow is Rapunzel. Mother's feeling a little run down. What do you think for me, dear? Then we'll talk. Oh, of course, Mother. Roll a me glow, let your power shine, make the girl buzz, bring the whole world a smile. Hero has been heard, change the better design, so now let's be lost, bring the world a smile. Rapunzel, so Mother, Uriel was saying tomorrow's a pretty big day, and it didn't really respond, so I'm just gonna tell you, it's my birthday. Ta-da! No. Can't be. I distinctly remember your birthday was last year. That's the funny thing about birthdays. They kind of another thing. Mother, I'm turning 18, and I wanted to ask what I really want for this birthday. Actually, what if I'm now? Okay, Rapunzel, please stop. What did the mom bring? You know how I feel about the mom bring. It's very annoying. I'm just kidding you. I love you so much, darling. I want to see the floating lights. What? Oh, where I was hoping you would take me to see the floating lights. Oh, you mean the stars. That's the thing. I've charted the stars, and they are always constant. But these, they appear every on my birthday, Mother. Only on my birthday. And I can't help but feel like they're meant for me. I need to see them, Mother, and not just from a window, but in person. I have to know what they are. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next contestant is Yukine Hayashi, the strongest predictor for success.
I went to teach 7th graders math in the New York City public schools. And like any teacher, I made quizzes and tests. I gave out homework assignments. When the work came back, I calculated grades. What struck me was that IQ was not the only difference between my best and my worst students. Some of my strongest performers did not have stratospheric IQ scores. Some of my smartest kids weren't doing so well. And it wasn't social intelligence, it wasn't good looks, physical health, and it wasn't IQ. It was grit. Grit is passion and perseverance for very long-term goals. Grit is having stamina. Grit is sticking with your future, day in, day out, not just for the week, not just for the month, but for years. And working really hard to make that future a reality. Grit is living life like it's a marathon, not a sprint. So far, the best idea I've heard about building grit in kids is something called growth mindset. This is an idea developed at Stanford University by Carol Dweck, and it is the belief that the ability to learn is not fixed, that it can change with your effort. And we need to take our best ideas, our strongest intuitions, and we need to test them. We need to measure whether we've been successful, and we have to be willing to fail, to be wrong, to start over again with lessons learned. In other words, we need to be greedy about getting our kids greedier. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next contestant is Hinano Kato. AOC speech.
About 2 days ago, I was minding my own business, walking up the steps, and Representative Yoho put his finger in my face. And he called me disgusting. He called me crazy, he called me out of my mind, and he called me dangerous. I took a few steps ahead and walked inside, and I cast my vote. I walked back out, and there were voters in front of the Capitol. And in front of the voters, Representative Yoko called me, and I quote, "A fucking bitch." I do not need Representative Yoko to apologize to me. Clearly, he does not want to. But what I do have issue with is using women, our wives and daughters, as shields and excuses for poor behavior. Now, what I am here to say is that this harm Mr. Yoho levied, tried to levy against me, was not just an incident directed at me. But when you do that to any woman, what Mr. Yoho did was give permission to other men to do that to his daughters. In using that language in front of the press, he gave permission to use that language against his wife, his daughters, women in his community. And I am here to stand up to say that is not acceptable. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next contestant is Andy Koketsu. Teach girls bravery, not perfection.
In the 1980s, psychologist Carol Dweck looked at how bright fifth graders handled an assignment that was too difficult for them. She found that bright girls were quick to give up. The higher the IQ, the more likely they were to give up. Bright boys, on the other hand, found the difficult material to be a challenge. They found it energizing. What's going on? The difference is in how boys and girls approach a challenge. And it doesn't just end in fifth grade. An HP report found that men will apply for a job if they meet only 60% of the qualifications. But women? Women will apply only if they meet 100% of the qualifications. 100%. This study is usually invoked as evidence that, well, women need a little more confidence. But I think it's evidence that women have been socialized to aspire to perfection, and they are overly cautious. We have to teach them to be brave in schools and early in their careers when it has the most potential to impact their lives and the lives of others. And we have to show them that they will be loved and accepted, not for being perfect, but for being courageous. And so I need each of you to tell every young woman you know, your sister, your niece, your employee, your colleague, to be comfortable with imperfection. Because when we teach girls to be imperfect, and we help them leverage it, we will build a movement of young women who are brave and who will build a better world for themselves and for each and every one of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next contestant. Are we going too quickly?
A little bit.
Okay. Our next contestant is Kari Yu. Live with confidence.
5 seconds. 5 now.
Okay, I want to talk to you about today, living with confidence. Too many people go through life intimidated and insecure. They think everyone is smarter, brighter, more talented, more beautiful. They put others on pedestal and look down on themselves. I want to tell you, you have to focus on your benefits. You are not nothing. You are something great. You are a people, you are a person to be celebrated. You are smart too, you are talented too. Everyone just really likes to focus on the others' good things and forget how great they are. And I hear people say, you should know how powerful my sister is. My coworker is so talented. And my classmate is an awesome football player. It's good to be celebrate people. It's good to be happy for their accomplishments. But can I tell you, you are really important. You are someone to be celebrated. Just believe yourself and remember, I'm talented too, I'm smart too, I'm better, I can do the best. And no one can better than me. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Our next contestant is Koki Yamada, the American Promise.
And today as my call for time frame to remove our troops from Iraq has been echoed by the Iraqi government, even the Bush administration. Even after we learned that Iraq has $79 billion in surplus, while we are borrowing in deficit, John McCain stands alone in his stubborn refusal to end a misguided war. That's not a judgment we need. That won't keep America safe. We need a president who can face the threats of the future, not keep grasping at the ideas of the past. You don't defeat the terrorist network that operates in 80 countries by occupying Iraq. You don't protect Israel and deter Iran just by talking tough in Washington. You can't truly stand up for Georgia when you've strained our oldest alliances. If John McCain wants to follow the Bush-McCain follow George Bush with more talk and a bad strategy, that is his choice, but that is not the change America needs. We are the party of Roosevelt. We are the party of Kennedy. So don't tell me the Democrats won't defend this country. Don't tell me the Democrats won't defend and won't keep us safe. The Bush-McCain foreign policy has squandered the legacy that generations of Americans, Democrats and Republicans have built, and we are here to restore that legacy. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I apologize, judges, for being too quick and too scared about the number of contestants. I think now we've come to the first interval, we can slow down a little bit for the rest. Now we want to be strict on the interval timing, though, so we will come back at, well, 5.5 minutes or so. We will come back at 5 o'clock to start the next recitation. We will start again soon, so please have a seat. And we will begin the second set of recitations. Our next contestant is Ryota Watanabe, inside the mind of a master procrastinator.
When a typical student writes a paper, they might spread the work out a little like this. So, you get started maybe a little slowly, but you get enough done in the first week then. With some heavier days later on, everything gets done. That will be the plan. I will be ready to go, but then actually the paper will come along, and then I'll kinda do this. And that will happen every single paper. But then came my 90-page senior thesis, a paper supposed to spend a year on. And I knew for a paper like that, my normal workflow was non-action, so I planned things out. This is how it will go. So I start off light, and I bump it up a middle mass, and then at the end, I will kick it up into high gear, just like a little staircase. How hard could it be? Just walk up the stairs, no big deal, right? Right? But then, the funny thing happened. Those first few months, they came and went, and I couldn't quite do stuff. So we had an awesome new revised plan. But then, those middle months went by, and I didn't really write words. And then, 2 months turned into 2 weeks. On one day, I woke up with 3 days until the deadline, still not having written a single word. And so I did the only thing I could. I wrote 90 pages over 32 hours, sprinted across campus, dove in slow motion, and got it in just at the deadline. I thought that was the end of everything, but a week later, I got a call. It's from the school. They said, we need to talk about your thesis. I say, okay. They said, it's the best one we've ever seen. No, that did not happen. It was a terrible, terrible thesis. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Our next contestant, Rikuji Yamazaki, the skill of humor.
Six years ago, I was sitting out with some friends in New York City. When I got a notification on my phone, I was surprised to find that I had a text message from my grandmother. I was surprised because my grandmother at the time was 78 years old, and she had never sent a text before. And I'll tell you, the first text was adorable. It read, "Dear Andrew, trying out texting, love, your grandma." I was like, oh, she thinks it's a letter. So I sent a message back, "Hey grandma, it's a text, you don't have to include all that." Her response was, "Dear Andrew, okay, love, your grandma." But my grandmother's still figuring some things out. A couple of years ago, I went to Switzerland for some work, came back, sent a message to my grandmother. Hey grandma, just got back from Switzerland. Her response was, Dear Andrew, Switzerland, ? WTF? Alright, so I called my grandmother up and I was like, Grandma, what do you think WTF means? And she was like, oh, someone at bridge told me it means, wow, that's fun. Okay, and I was like, that is exactly what it means. I'm not going to explain that to my grandmother. But over time, I've come to realize that I think the world would be happier if more people thought WTF. If more people were like my grandmother and thought, wow, that's fun. I've worked with more than 35,000 people at more than 250 organizations on how to be more productive, less stressed, and happier using humor. People think of humor as nice to have, or if I enjoy my work more, if I had some fun, it would be great. But if not, oh well. The reality is that humor is a must-have. In today's overworked, underappreciated, stress-filled, sleep-deprived culture, humor is a necessity. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next contestant is Ivy Viola. Air, a pitch to Michael Jordan.
Money can buy you almost anything. It can't buy your immortality. That you have to earn. I'm gonna look in your eyes and I'm gonna tell you the future. You wield your way to the NBA. You're gonna win championships. People are gonna build you up. God, are they going to? Because when you're great and new, we love you. Man, we'll build into something that doesn't even exist. You're gonna change the fucking world. But you know what? Once they build you as high as they possibly can, they're gonna tear you back down. It's the most predictable pattern. We'll build into something that doesn't exist, and that means you have to try to be that thing. All day, every day. That's how it works. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. You're gonna be attacked, betrayed, exposed, and humiliated. That's the moment when you're truly alone. And what will you do then? Can you summon the will to fight on through all the pain and rise again? Who are you, Michael? That will be the defining question of your life. A shoe is just a shoe until somebody steps into it. The rest of us just want a chance to touch that greatness. We need you in these shoes, not so you have meaning in your life, but so that we have meaning in ours. Everyone at this table will be forgotten as soon as the time here is up. Except for you. You're gonna be remembered forever because some things are eternal. You're Michael Jordan, and your story is gonna make us want to fly. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next contestant is Ishin To. Dear Basketball.
Dear Basketball. From the moment I started rolling my dad's tube socks and shooting imaginary game-winning shots in the Great Western Wall, I knew one thing was real. I fell in love with you. A love so deep, I gave you my all, from my mind and body to my spirit and soul. As a 6-year-old boy deeply in love with you, I never saw the end of the tunnel. I only saw myself running out for. And so I ran. I ran up and down every court after every loose ball for you. You asked for my hustle. I gave you my heart, because it came with so much more. I played through the sweat and hurt, not because challenge called me, but because you called me. I did everything for you, because that's what you do when someone makes you feel as alive as you've made me feel. You gave a 6-year-old boy his Laker dream, and I always love you for it. But I can't love you obsessively for much longer. This season is all I have left to give. My heart can taste pounding. My mind can handle the grind. But my body knows it's time to say goodbye. And that's okay. I'm ready to let you go. I want you to know now, so we both can savor every moment we have left together. The good and the bad. We have given each other all that we have. And we both know, no matter what I do next, I'll always be that kid with the rolled up socks, garbage can in the corner, 5 seconds on the clock, boy in my hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Love you always, Kobe.
Thank you. Our next contestant is Miyu Takahashi. Matt Damon's speech, What We Do Matters.
Seriously, how lucky are you? I mean, what are the odds that you are the ones who are here today? In the Earth's 4.5 billion years, with 100 billion people who have lived and died, and 7 billion of us here now, here you are. Yes, here you are. Alive at a time of potential extinction level events, a time when fewer and fewer people can cause more and more damage, a time when science and technology may not hold all the answers, but are indispensable to any solution. What are the odds that you get to be you right now? There are potentially trillions of human beings who will someday exist or not, whose fate in large part depends on the choices you make, on your ideas, on your grit and persistence and willingness to engage. There is more at stake today than any story ever told. And how lucky you are that you are here and you are you. And how lucky we are that you are here and you are you. I hope you'll turn toward the problem we're choosing. I hope you'll drop everything, and I hope you'll solve it. your life. This is your moment, and it is all down to you. Ready, player one? Your game begins now. Thank you.
You. Our next contestant is Shunta Takahashi, Japanese problem.
You know, the Japanese language is very difficult. You have to be very, very careful speaking Japanese. Because, one little mistake can completely change the meaning of what you want to say. When I left Nagoya station, I got in a taxi. I got to the theater that I wanted to go to. I said to the taxi driver, well, I wanted to say to the taxi driver, 運転手さん、私をここで降ろしてください. Which means, driver, please let me off here. But I made one little mistake. I said, 運転手さん、私をここで殺してください. Which means, driver, please kill me here. Boom. Then there is an important part of Japanese grammar that's called nobasu. It's lengthening the vowel. This is almost imperceptible to the Anglophone ear, but if you lengthen the vowel, you can really get yourself into trouble. Let me give you some pairs of words that are troublesome. Tori, bird. Tori, road. Okay, now here mistake. Bird for road or road for bird. It's not gonna give you that much trouble, but it gets worse. おばさん Madam. おばあさん Old lady. 主人 Husband. 囚人 Prisoner. Well, actually, there's no real difference between prisoner and husband in Japan. Anyway, common, supervisor, common, anus. Don't make that mistake. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next contestant is Miyu Suzuki. Beyonce, make them see you.
It's your time now. Make them see you. Now you have been called dumb, unattractive, overweight, unworthy, untalented. But so have I. Whatever you do, don't let negativity or people projecting their own self-doubts on you deter you from your focus. I know those moments are painful, and we're human and it hurts like hell. But now is the time to turn those criticisms into fuel and motivation to become a beautiful beast. Respect is everything. There's no successful relationship without respect. Nor a successful movement with a basic principle is no respect. The world will respect you as much as you respect yourself. I'm often asked, what's your secret to success? The shorter answer, put it to work. There may be more failures than victories. Yes, I wish to have a training for Grammys, but I've lost 46 times. That meant rejection 46 times. Please don't ever feel entitled to win. Just keep working harder. Losing can be the best motivator to get you even bigger wins. So never compare yourself to anyone else. There will be wins and losses. There will be tears and laughter. You feel the shares of life deeply. Now with success come challenges. With the wins, you may start to notice people spending a lot of energy trying to tear you down. Try not to take it personally. Unfortunately, it's something comes along with success. Whenever you feel like you are not in control or the world is against you, let that vulnerability motivate you into greatness. That's how I found my true self. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next contestant is Shinnosuke Goto. You don't set out to build a wall.
The separation of talent and skill is one of the greatest misunderstood concepts for people who are trying so, who have a dream, who want to do a thing, trying to naturally. Skill is only developed by hours and hours and hours and building on your craft. You don't try to build a wall. You don't set out to build a wall. You don't say, I want to build the biggest, baddest, greatest wall that's ever been built. You don't start there. You say, I'm going to lay this brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid. There will not be one brick on the face of the earth that's going to be laid better than this brick that I'm going to lay in this next 10 minutes. And you do that every single day, and soon you have a wall. And I think psychologically, that gives me over a lot of people that have been in competition with in different situations. It's difficult to take the first step when you look how big the task is. The task is never huge to me. It's always one brick. Greatness is not this wonderful, esoteric, elusive, godlike feature that only the special among us will ever taste. You know, it's something that truly exists in all of us. This is what I believe, and I'm willing to die for it. Period. Thank you so much.
Hey. Our next contestant is Kokoro Ito. I feel pretty.
When we are little girls, we have all the confidence in the world. We let our bellies hang out and we just dance and play and pick up wedges. And then these things happen that just they make us question ourselves. Somebody says something mean to you on the playground, and then we grow up, and you doubt yourself over and over again until you lose all that confidence, all that self-esteem, all that faith you started with is gone. But what if we didn't let those moments get to us? What if we were stronger than that? Right? What if we didn't care about how we looked or how we sounded? What if we never lost that little girl confidence? What if when someone tells us that we aren't good or thin or pretty enough, we have the strength and the wisdom to say, what I am is better than all of that. Because what I am is me. I am me. And I'm proud to be me. And if you ever get the chance to hang out with me or my friends, my amazing, perfect friends, well, all I have to say to you is you're welcome. We are real women. We are. What a great thing to be. A real, healthy, just strong, funny, kick-ass chick. This new line of products won't change your life. Only you can do that. And you can do that. Believe me. But this line's for every girl who is ready to believe in herself. You are beautiful. You are everything, and you are the real face of this line. Thank you.
Thank you. We're now moving into our second interval, and again, we will keep it short at 5 minutes.
You guys have the hardest job.
This is fun. I'm enjoying it.
We'll now start our third set of contestants. Our next sorry, that's the wrong direction. Our next contestant is Ayumi Uemoto. The Japanese T isn't easy.
So T is a T is a T, and as the Japanese T and English T is similar, right? At least this is what we typically taught in Japanese textbooks and Japanese classrooms, but this actually isn't true. There are two major differences between Japanese T and English T. One of which is aspiration, sort of the amount of air that we exhale when saying the T sounds as well as the and sounds for the matter. Aspiration, however, is a little bit complicated. And the other thing is actually tongue placement. So in English T, if I say the word TED, the name TED, for example, noticing where the tip of your tongue is touching, and try saying that a few times. TED. 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 So it's touching what's called the alveolar ridge, kind of the bump just behind our upper front teeth. And the Japanese T has just a slightly more forward tongue position than the English T. So English T is here and Japanese T is here. And if I say the word for generally in Japanese, which is spelled like this, you will almost notice immediately if you're looking for it. And this is funny that you can actually see the difference, that you can see more of my tongue as I say the part of this word. So I said it a few times. You all try saying 一般的 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 的 Thank you. Now, I'm kind of exaggerating it a little bit for effect, but again, if you look for this more forward tongue position in native speech, you'll start to notice it. Good luck with the Japanese studies and talk to all guys again soon. Thank you.
Our next contestant is Shota Asano. We only have a brief window left.
This is a decade that will determine the answer this decade. The science is clear. We only have a brief window left before us to raise our ambitions and to meet the task that's rapidly narrowing. This is a decisive decade in which we have an opportunity to prove ourselves. We can keep the goal of limiting global warming to just 1.5 degrees Celsius within our reach if we come together. If we commit to doing a part of each of our nations with determination and with ambition. That's what COP26 is all about. Glasgow must be the kickoff of a decade of ambition and innovation to preserve our shared future. Climate change is already ravaging the world. We've heard from many speakers. It's not a hypothetical. It's not a hypothetical threat. It's destroying people's lives and livelihoods, and doing it every single day. God bless you all, and may God save the planet. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next contestant is Sakura Fukumoto, NYU's commencement speech by Taylor Swift.
I'm 90% sure the main reason I'm here is because I have a song called 22. Please bear in mind that I in no way feel qualified to tell you what to do. I will, however, give you some life hacks. The first of which is, life can be heavy, especially if you try to carry it all at once. Part of growing up and moving into new chapters of your life is about catch and release. Decide what is yours hold and let the rest go. Secondly, learn to live alongside cringe. Cringe is unavoidable over a lifetime. My experience has been that my mistakes led to the best things in my life. And being embarrassed when you mess up is part of the human experience. Never be ashamed of trying. Effortlessness is a myth. Now you leave the structure and framework of school and chart your own path. And I know it's hard to know which path to take. And as long as we are fortunate enough to be breathing, we will breathe in, breathe through, breathe deep, and breathe out. And I am a doctor now, so I know how breathing works. The scary news is, you're on your own now. But the cool news is, you're on your own now. I leave you with this. We are led by our gut instincts, our intuition, our desires and fears, our scars and our dreams. Hard things will happen to us. We will recover. We will learn from it. We will grow more resilient because of it. I hope you know how proud I am to share this day with you. We are doing this together, so let's just keep dancing like we are the class of 22. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next contestant is Chris with Brian Regan, Stupid in School.
Alright. You know, I'd be a lot better off if I studied more when I was younger. But the day where it all went wrong was the day they started the spelling bee. Because up until that day, I was an idiot, but no one else knew, you know? But when the spelling bee day, popped up, alright kids, up against the wall. It's time for public humiliation. Spell word wrong, sit down in front of your friends. That's right, full of egos. Hey, look at me, I'm a moron. I wasn't even close. I was using numbers and stuff. That's why I admired the kid who spelled it wrong on purpose so he could sit down, She knew he wasn't gonna win, so why stand there for 3 hours? First round, cat, K-A-T, I'm out of here. And as he passed you, no, there's 2 T's. I remember my teacher asked me, Brian, what's the I before E rule? I before E, always. What are you, an idiot, Brian? Apparently. So she explains it, no, Brian, it's I before E, except after C, and when sound like A is a neighboring way. On weekends and holidays and all throughout May, and you always go, no, what do you say? That's a hard rule. That's a rough rule. Plurals are hard too. Brian, how do you make a word a plural? You put an S. You put an S at the end of it. When? On weekends and holidays and... No, Brian. No, let me show you. So she got the kid who knew everything. Erwin, what's the plural for ox? Oxen. The farmer used this, oxen. Brian, what? Brian, what's the plural for box? Boxing. I bought 2 boxes of donuts. Brian, you're an imbecile. Imbecile. All right, that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our next contestant is Ryosei Nakamura, How to Make Stress Your Friend.
I have a confession to make. But first, I want you to make a little confession to me. In the past year, I want you to just raise your hand if you've experienced relatively little stress. Anyone? How about a moderate amount of stress? Okay. Who's experienced a lot of stress? Yeah, so many. Me too, thank you. Let me start with a study that made me rethink my whole approach to stress. This study tracked 30,000 adults in the United States for 8 years. And they started by asking people, how much stress have you experienced in the last year? They also asked, do you believe that stress is harmful for your health? Some bad news first. People who experienced a lot of stress in the previous year had a 43% increased risk of dying. But that was only true for the people who also believed that stress is harmful for your health. So this study got me wondering, can changing how you think about stress make you healthier? And here the science says, yes. When you change your mind about stress, you can change your body's response to stress. That pounding heart is preparing you for action. If you're breathing faster, it's no problem. It's getting more oxygen to your brain. And when you choose to view stress in this way, you're not just getting better at stress. You actually make a pretty profound statement. And you're saying that you can trust yourself to handle life's challenges. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next contestant is Kengo Nakajima. No pain, no gain.
Most people are not living their dreams because of fear, ladies and gentlemen. Fear is the most subtle and destructive of all human diseases. Fear kills dreams. Fear kills hope. Fear puts people in the hospital. Fear can age you. Fear, ladies and gentlemen, can hold you back from doing something that you know within yourself that you're capable of doing, but will paralyze you. And I ask you a question, what is the benefit? What the benefit of allowing fear to hold you back? What the benefit of giving up on yourself, of not stepping out on life and taking life on? What is the benefit for you? What's the trust in that? You got to ask yourself, how long am I going to allow this to hold me back? You cannot let your fear hold you back from your destiny. You have to feel the fear and do it anyway. Do it broke, do it scared, do it nervous, do it trembling, do it on your knees, do it with help, do it on crutches, do it in a wheelchair, because you don't want to end up in a nursing home sitting on a bedpan wondering what will happen. If you only have more courage, you got some conscious effort to begin to work to develop you. You might appear to be stronger than most people. Don't expect sense to anybody. Why you got to do this? Why you got to go? Why? I don't understand. You don't have to. I'm going for me. This is something I have got to do. Now, will it be challenging? Yes. Will it be easy? No. Will you have some opposition? Yes. Will I make a lot of mistakes? Yes. Will I get hurt? Yes. But guess what? There is no gain without pain. You think failures and hardships bring you down. That's not the whole story. They help you grow. So if you're facing a bunch of challenges, you're lucky in a way. Embrace gratitude, strive forward, and find your best path. Then you know the best thing you should do now. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next contestant is Toko Katayama, a scene from Friends.
Hey. Hi. Look, about what happened earlier. No, well, I completely understand. You were stressed. I was gonna give you a chance to apologize to me. For what? For letting you throw me out of your office? You had no right coming down to my office, Ross. You do not bring a picnic basket to somebody's work unless maybe they are a park ranger. You will excuse me for wanting to be with my girlfriend on our anniversary. Boy, what a mess am I. But I told you I didn't have the time. You never have the time. I mean, I don't feel like I even have a girlfriend anymore, Rachel. Oh, Ross, what do you want from me? You want me to quit my job so you can feel like you have a girlfriend? No, but it would be nice if you realize that it's just a job. Just a job? Yes. Ross, do you realize this is the first time in my life I'm doing something I actually care about? This is the first time in my life I'm doing something that I'm actually good at? I mean, if you don't get that, no, hey, I get that, okay? I get the big time and I'm happy for you. But I'm tired of having a relationship with the answering machine, okay? I don't know what to do anymore. Well, neither do I. Maybe we should just take a break. Okay, fine. You're right. Let's take a break. Let's cool off, okay? Let's get some frozen yogurt or something. No! A break from us.
Our next contestant is Juna Oiwa, Anne Hathaway's speech at the UN.
A study in Sweden showed that every month fathers took paternity leave, the mother's income increased by 6.7%. That's 6.7% more economic freedom for the whole family. Data from the International Men and Gender Equality Survey shows that most fathers report that they would work less if it meant that they could spend more time with their children. And picking up on the thread that the Prime Minister mentioned, I'd like to ask, how many of us here today saw our dads enough growing up? How many of you dads here see your kids enough now? We need to help each other if we are going to grow. Let us lead by example in creating a world in which women and men are not economically punished for wanting to be parents. I don't mean to imply that you need to have children to care about and benefit from this issue. Whether or not you have or want kids, you will benefit by living in a more evolved world with policies not based on gender. We all benefit from living in a more compassionate time where our needs do not make us weak. They make us fully human. Maternity leave or any workplace policy based on gender can, at this moment in history, only ever be a gilded cage. Though it was created to make life easier for women, we now know it creates a perception of women as being inconvenient to the workplace. We now know it chains men to an emotionally limited path. And it cannot by definition, serve the reality of a world in which there is more than one type of family. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next contestant is Ryoka Ito. It's not over until you win.
When I was in 5th grade, I was identified as EMR labeled educable mentally retarded. Put back from the 5th grade into the 4th grade, and stayed in that category until I got out of high school. I don't have any college training, but I have a high school teacher who one day changed my life. I was waiting on another student, and when he came in, he said to me, "Young man, go to the board and write what I'm about to tell you." And I said, "I can't do that, sir." He said, "Why not?" I said, "Because I'm educable mentally retarded." And he came from behind his desk, and he looked at me. He said, "Don't ever say that again. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality." And as he talked, my heart began to beat fast. Tears began to run my eyes, and I was just listening to him. Because the talk he was giving, that talk was for me. There were times that I doubted myself. I used to ask myself, "Can I do this?" And something said within me, "You're the one." Don't give up on your dream. By continuing to push forward, by continuing to run toward my dream. And one day, I would have my own talk show. Being here with you today in this place, it's a long shot. No college training labeled educable mentally retarded, but I kept running toward my dream. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop running toward your dream. Thank you.
Thank you. And now we will have a longer break because we need to give the judges time to make their decision. But at the same time, you can vote for who you would like to give a special award to. And we will wait until the judges will be retiring to another room, and then we will wait for them to return, and then we'll be able to announce all the winners.
補足します。ここにいる皆さん全員がですね、こちらの QR コードを読んで、ベストだと思った、発表にですね、投票してください。よろしくお願いします。
Let's welcome back our judges and have a seat for the announcement of the prizes. I will announce the 4 special prizes first, the prizes that were awarded by the audience, and then the 4 prizes awarded by the judges, and I'll start each time from the fourth to the first. When your name is called, please come to the front, and Otsuka Sensei will present you with your prize, and then please remain on the stage because you will have a chance to choose another prize, and we want to take your photo and so on. So, without any further ado, let's begin with the special prizes. The fourth special prize goes to Fuji Yamazaki. The third special prize goes to Airi Miura. The second special prize goes to Ryota Watanabe. And the first special prize goes to Shu Murayama. And now I'll announce the judges' prizes, starting again from fourth. Fourth place prize to Toko Katayama. Congratulations. Third place prize to Shunta Takahashi. The second place prize goes to Chris. And the first place prize goes to Ryosei Nakamura. Now, the first to fourth place judges' prizes also are accompanied by a choice of prize, and we will allow first place, Ryosei, to choose first. Do we need any explanation of what those are?
We have an iPad, which is the most expensive one, and Apple Watch, and AirPods Pro, not AirPods. And we have HomePod Mini.
And second place? And third place? And fourth place? And at this point, we'd like, now that the winners are lined up, we'd like to hear some comments from the judges, and then we will give them all a round of applause at the end. So let's hear from our judges' comments for this year's contestants.
Okay, first, congratulations. I think all of you did a really great job this time. That's okay, yeah, good job, good job. First, I just want to say how impressed I was this year. This is my 4th year being a judge. First, no one had the same speech, so it made my job easy and difficult. Okay? Second, the level of speaking was really, really good this year. There was so much activity on the stage, lots of movement. It was very interesting to watch all of the speeches this year as well. As for my comment, today I want to talk about pronunciation. Okay? When we make a speech, there are so many things that we have to keep in mind when speaking. But the most important one, of course, is pronunciation. Okay? There were 3 speeches today that talked about pronunciation and language. Miss Ayumi Miyamoto, Mr. Shuta Takashi, and Mr. Fuji Yamazaki all talked about something to do with pronunciation and language. Without good pronunciation, mistakes can happen. The difference between oroshite kudasai and kuroshite kudasai. Those things are really, really, really important. Okay? So in the future, when you want to communicate with someone, clear, precise pronunciation is really, really an important thing to work on. And if you want to improve your pronunciation, I have one recommendation. Please pretend that you are a parrot. Do you know what a parrot is? A parrot is a kind of bird. It lives in the jungle. And if you talk to the parrot, they will talk to you. Do you know parrot in Japanese? It's very colorful. Red, blue, green, yellow. Silence. All right, in Japanese, it's omu. Right? Parrots can talk, and they copy what we say in any language. So when you want to practice pronunciation, watch your favorite movies like Tangled, watch your favorite TV shows like Friends, and try to copy what they say. Become a parrot, all right? And your pronunciation in any language you study will get better and better and better. And you won't make simple but very dangerous mistakes, okay? All right? So all of you, you did a very, very great job. I'm very impressed this year. Very nice.
Well, yeah, congratulations, winners, and congratulations on everybody that took part today. You were all really, really good. I think this is the best it's ever been. So the competition was really tough this year. Well done, everybody. I'd like to talk about gesture. My advice is the opposite of the advice you heard for pronunciation. So for pronunciation, her advice was copy. For gesture, don't copy. Don't copy. Because what all these winners did very well was they had confidence and they were very natural. Some of the recitations that they were still and they didn't move. Other people walked around and they moved their feet. Some people had big gestures, other people had little gestures, but they all had confidence and they were comfortable. So when you give a speech and a recitation, you need to know yourself. What makes you feel comfortable? If you feel comfortable doing this when you speak, then do that. If you feel comfortable not moving and staying still, do that. But do what makes you confident and comfortable. Yeah, but well done everybody today on great speeches.
Oh, I'm nervous. It's my first time here. I was so honored to be asked to do this. This was so much fun. And I hope I'm asked next year. Congratulations, omedetou gozaimasu. You guys were awesome. Everyone was awesome. Everyone was outstanding here. Now, the thing I'm going to talk about is your intonation when you speak. In Japanese, you have so many different levels of, Japanese. You have son kenjo, go kenjo. You have all these levels, right? To show the relationship between people. Well, in English, we don't really have that. Our weapon is our voice. And the way we control our voice, when you control your voice, you show the person exactly what you want to relay, your feelings, right? I mean, I can say, sit down, please sit down, and it shows a level of my anger, my feelings, my confidence, everything. So the one thing I noticed that everyone did here is that they all stressed the right words at the right time. They basically hit the target. They relayed their messages clearly. Now, when I mean by controlling your voice, I don't mean to talk super loud so that everybody else can hear you in the back. We don't yell English at each other, okay? Basically, just remember that know your speech also. Know the message that the speaker was trying to make across. Hit the right words, the right keywords. That's where you put the stress in the word, okay? To relay what the I'm getting nervous. Anyway, the point is your voice. Use your voice. Your voice is your weapon in English, okay? So, can I sit down now, Claire? Yes. Okay, very good. Congratulations, everybody.
Thank you, judges, for your comments. And I'd like to thank everybody, all the audience for coming, and everybody who supported, students, teachers, everyone who supported these contestants. Thank you to all the contestants, because all of you put in so much work, and I'm sure you improved. You improved your English, you improved your outlook on life, you thought about many things you hadn't thought about before, and it was a great experience just doing it, and we congratulate you for that. We are about to close the contest, but the the winners will probably want to, somebody will probably want to take your photo, so please stay around just for a bit. But everyone else, thank you very much for coming. Sorry for staying so late, and let's give them a round of applause.
If you're a participant, please stay behind so we can have an all participants photograph. Thank you.
Yes. All contestants, please. All contestants.